you know that blindly mailing your CVs to multiple job ads is the number one reason people fail to land jobs? In fact, it could annoy the recruiter so much, they might even end up blacklisting you. Instead, be focused. Only target jobs you have a good chance at landing interviews with. Learn this and many other powerful tips with our Land Your Dream Job program. It's an online course that includes a comprehensive toolkit consisting of CV templates, resume checklists, and many other useful tools. The best part about this program is a 3-month email guide that will help keep you on track as you look for your next role. Indeed, your dream job is waiting for you. Click this link now. Good morning, Singapore. Good morning, everyone on LinkedIn. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Career Success Show with Adrian and Yan. Good morning, Yan. How are you today?
Good morning and happy Friday. It is one more
Friday.
sleep to the weekend.
One more sleep to the weekend. And it's such an amazing weather today here in Singapore. And for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, my name is Adrian and I'm the CEO founder of Career Agility International. And Yen's our super coach and also our co-founder and executive director. Wow, you have so many titles now, Yen. You're reminding me of Daenerys.
That's all gifted by you. Thank you very much.
So together we are Career Agility International, and our reason for being is we want to help individuals like yourself to enjoy your life, enjoy your career, and get career clarity so that you can gain all the career success that matters to you and live a very fulfilled and happy life.
Yeah, take care of the career, get the strategies going so that careers do not take up too much of your time. And then you can focus on the things that do matter, like weekends and hobbies and sleep and leisure and family. And I could go on and on. And then there's a half an hour of naming all the things that we should look forward to instead of work.
Yeah, all the good stuff. So, and it was a very busy week for us because we were preparing for our book launch, which was on Wednesday, and it was amazing because we've actually had a huge turnout on Wednesday, and we're gonna post photographs of it on our LinkedIn page as well. So stay tuned.
Yeah, it was really, really good to connect with people face to face and share the same airspace, in fact. And I realized people look so different than what you expect when they're on Zoom. They're so different. There are so many overheard conversations going like, whoa, you're taller than I expected, or whoa, I didn't think you'd be that tall. And that was funny.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, oh, wow, darn it, Zoom filters are really good.
Like, hey, Yan, I thought you'd be smaller.
Yeah, everyone who meets me in person tells me, "Hey, you look taller than in real life." So it's quite funny. So I don't know, maybe I should stop going down like this.
Yes, okay, thank you, Adrian. Yes, you're very tall.
I know. Yes, very proud of it. But anyway, our latest book is out. It's called The Great Career Paradox. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the Great Career Paradox in this book?
Yeah, it's full of strategies to help you manage your career. We've put together all of our wisdom, Adrian, yours, as well as all my experiences. The stories in there are real, and a lot of those stories, a lot of those trials and tribulations are very common, isn't it? We hear versions of the same sort of experiences from a lot of people. So when we put them all together, right, we're hoping that by sharing these experiences that our readers will get to benefit, and they don't have to go through all these triggers alone. They can figure out how to preempt, how to avoid, how to manage, how to ring fence, how to protect. But
yes,
in a nutshell, it's really about strategies to manage your career, I particularly like the section on common career questions because there's a lot of it, and one of which we're going to be discussing today, right? On the silent retrenchments,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, it's again, the idea is to get the career managed so that you've got time and bandwidth for
Yeah.
the important things in life.
Yeah. You see, a lot of us spend too much time focusing on our careers, on our jobs, and we don't get enough time to enjoy our other parts of our life that matter. So, and the reason why we wrote this book is so that you can have a set of heuristics, a set of rules, a set of
Rules.
strategies, okay, strategies and rules of thumb, I would say, okay, that you can manage your career in a more logical and more structured way, so that you can put it on autopilot in some
Mm.
instances, okay. Once you lay the framework, you can make decisions more easily, and you don't have to worry so much. Then you can spend the extra time and headspace instead of worrying about your career to spend time with your family, your kids, your dog, your
Yeah,
cat, your
yeah,
goldfish, whatever it
yeah.
is, things that make you happy.
Imagine having to give mind space to the toxic colleague, and they just live in your brain rent free, and then it
Yeah.
just gets you angry when you can have
So,
some useful tips and strategies so
yeah.
that you don't have to, yeah, so that your precious bandwidth and mind space
Yeah.
is kept sacred for the things that are important.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. And the mean boss of yours, or if a company is retrenching. So that's why this book was written with you in mind, and it comes from the combined experience of Ian and myself, which is more than 40 plus years of executive search, recruitment, career coaching, and executive coaching. So all the wisdom distilled into one lovely book. And if you sign up, if you register now, okay, there you go. If you go on to www.thecareerparadox.com, and there's if you buy the book online, very limited edition, very limited copies left, okay, signed copies ready for you. So quick, go online, pick it up. If you don't, then it's available at all good bookshops. And we want to thank our publishers, Penguin Random House, for supporting us, for engaging us to write this book for the global market. Okay, and
Yeah.
it's been a long time coming, but thanks a lot, Penguin. Penguins.
Yeah,
What? I was gonna make a
penguins.
penguin sound, but I have no idea what penguin sounds
Do
like. So
not, please do not, because my ears won't be able to take it. No, no.
don't worry. So anyway, yeah. So get the book. I understand it might be out this weekend. There's already a back order for it, so you have to go there fast. Okay. So well, the good news and the bad news for this coming week, in
Yeah.
the past 2 weeks that we've seen, the good news is employment numbers have gone up. Retrenchments
Yes.
are down.
Yes.
Okay, and it's almost back to pre-pandemic levels.
When I read headlines like this, because I'm such a cynical person, and I see headlines like this, I'll go, okay, well, employment, they don't define what levels, they don't define what roles.
True.
And really, if you take all of the data and plug it into a repository and say, hey, let's take the mean or the average, I'm like, what's the
Yeah.
use of such statistics? So I
Yeah.
feel like they wrote that to say, yes, that means people are now hopefully economically occupied. And then the second part of the sentence worries me. Like,
Yeah.
why? And you know
Why?
how it is with everything that there's a but. The moment there's a but, right? Everything before the word but does not count.
Yes, that's what Ned Stark said in Game of Thrones. Anything before the word "but" is BS. So you have to. That's what
Right?
he said, not me. But
Yeah.
it's interesting because it's a salient warning. Okay,
Mm.
I wanted to say it's a hidden warning, but it's not even hidden. It's quite obvious. Okay, that we are not out of the woods yet.
Yeah.
Why? Because there are inflation numbers are high. Russia, Putin just doubled down by conscripting another 300,000 troops.
Right.
Okay, and the war in Ukraine is not is far from over. Okay,
Yeah.
winter is
Winter
coming
is
literally.
coming.
Okay, winter is coming, and winter. Germany. I heard over the radio. Germany, they're trying to stockpile as much gas as they can right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
The
and
demand for energy is going to skyrocket.
Yeah, and it's going to push inflation up even more. So, and don't think that Singapore and warm sunny Singapore is going to be insulated. We're going to be affected by it somehow.
Yeah, yeah.
So you guys be
For,
careful.
frankly, when I hear such news and they talk about things like, oh, don't be complacent because we don't know what's coming, and then I'm also thinking at the back of my mind as I listen to you is, well, when things are good, everyone always wants us not to be complacent either.
Sure.
So frankly, just
Go
be
with the flow.
agile, stay alert, do what you need to do, put enough funds aside for a rainy day,
Hmm.
and just keep plugging, So don't, I
Chugging
guess,
along. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, don't put too much,
Yeah.
emotional energy on the news. It's just not healthy. I don't
Yeah.
think so. I mean, I think live in the present, but stay
Yeah.
agile.
And that also means being wise. So in other words, no, when you get your bonus this year, please don't go out and splurge it on that super yacht you've been wanting to buy for a long time. Okay.
I mean, interest rates are going up. Put it
Interest rates
into
are going up,
something.
fuel prices are going up. Okay, so
Oh,
yeah, so you gotta watch out. Okay, hold off the super yacht purchase for now. Okay, like Yen, she already has three super
I
yachts.
Very good,
Uh,
very good. Yeah,
this
sure.
this
By
size
the way,
scale
listeners,
model.
yeah, no, I'll paint one. That's all I have.
So, well, this is good news. And it's good
Mm,
that we are prudent. But the bad
yeah,
news is that there are companies that are downsizing right now, and
always.
it's all in the news. The more dramatic ones you hear are the big
Mm,
boys, okay, and but even beyond the big boys, who are the big startups, who are downsizing, who are right
yeah,
sizing, I would say,
yeah.
okay, are also smaller companies and the mid-sized companies that are quietly letting people go, and you don't hear
Yep.
these hitting the news, and but
Just
we know, of
yeah.
course, we are actually seeing people coming to
Yeah,
us.
and this is something one of our commenters put in the post as well. It's
Hmm.
been happening forever, and just to share with all our listeners and you as well, I've been working in the career transition space a few years back, and in that space, I was working in that space for a good 13
Mm.
years, 15 years, and despite the business cycles of ups and downs, the retrenchments were constant. That means I was
Yeah.
always seeing individuals who are going to be let go for
Mm.
any number of reasons. And organizations are, because they are agile, they're in a constant state of trying to be, I guess, resource optimal. They're trying to
Yeah.
be, they're trying to balance that equilibrium of maybe managing the headcount versus headcount costs versus profitability and all of that. So it's a constant, never-ending refrain. And so we want to I guess, bring this up as a topic because we want everyone to be aware that there's no such thing as a iron rice bowl anymore.
That's true.
Such a
And
so
no,
sad.
it's sad, right? But it's the harsh reality of life today. So it's not so much about what you can do or what you can't do. It's a matter of that's the way it is. So
Yeah.
what can we do about it? That's why we're going to talk about it today.
And you
And
mentioned it yesterday as well, right? During your
yeah,
radio show on 91.3 that no job's indispensable.
yes, no jobs indispensable, and no jobs guaranteed. So you have to operate in that kind of mental model, and that's why we need to talk about strategies on how to cope with
Exactly.
the reality of life like that. See, so
That's
but
the
but
agility piece, right?
it's true. But yeah, why are some companies retrenching?
It's a constant state of managing costs versus I guess investments for business growth. So if I'm an organization and I'm thinking, okay, I have to have sufficient funds to consider perhaps incubating a new product idea or something like that,
Mhm.
and then but I can only manage this much risk. And if it doesn't work out, I'm going to chop it off, pruning the tree, so
Mhm.
to speak,
Mhm.
right? So, and then I've
Snip,
got to
snip, snip,
decide
snip,
and
snip, snip.
balance. Yeah, you have to balance the cost versus the ROI, right?
Yes.
If there's no foreseeable ROI, I need to fail fast as well. So
Yeah.
agile organizations are to some degree a little bit more, I guess, they have to be profit oriented. Otherwise, they won't exist.
That's true.
So
That's true. That's true.
and it's tough because it's not a charity, right? And so every individual, every employee has to have a value add, has the price tag attached to that individual, above and beyond the compensation.
Oh yeah, correct lah. And then some, you see. So, uh, but a lot of times, the companies, some companies you can look at it. No, they're not doing well. They're not evolving fast enough, or maybe the clients are just going to somewhere else. So a lot of times, the reason for retrenchments are profit driven, or it's bottom line driven, I would say. So that's where it is. And the pruning the tree piece is exactly what you just said. The company needs to continue adjusting its strategy. So you're right, it's like pruning a tree. But one of the interesting reasons, which we've also seen, is some companies, in order before they want, either a new CEO comes in and wants to clean up, the new broom sweeps clean
The
philosophy, right?
legacy. Yeah.
Yeah, clean up the
Let's
legacy. Okay.
remove let's remove some cobwebs.
Yeah, especially, what's funny is that what we always see is a new CEO comes in and new CEO says, I don't like this regional structure. We should all go local. And then they clear
Right.
out the whole regional structure,
Decentralized. Yes.
decentralize. And
Yes.
then,
It happens.
or if a company wants to IPO and they want to clean up the books and
Yeah.
reduce the headcount, to make the company look more streamlined. Yep, we've seen things like entire divisions or entire functions. I once saw a global company, tear down, strip the entire HR function of training and development out, totally
Mm.
just cleaved and threw it out, and it was
If it
painful.
if it makes if it makes business sense to outsource functions,
Mm,
it's something that an organization will do because it keeps my costs more manageable, and
yeah,
I can forecast it a lot more effectively.
yeah,
And because I work with a business partner, then it's their business to be, I guess, experts in, say, accounting
yeah,
or training and development. Then they get economies of scale and I get to benefit, because otherwise I've got to do it myself at a
yeah,
higher kind of cost and man hours and all that.
yeah.
So it's business sense, and I get it.
So there are various reasons why companies are retrenching. But one thing that's really interesting to note as well is companies that are retrenching are also the same companies that are hiring as well. Okay, so it's not like
Yes.
the company is doing badly and they're letting people go
Mm.
by the dozens or hundreds. Once again, like what Yan says, it's pruning. So it's a very strange situation.
Yep.
One piece of data that came out of the MOM survey results was that even though the numbers of retrenchments are down, people who have been retrenched are finding that they're taking longer time to jump back into the job market.
Yeah.
That piece has gone not gone very well.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Yeah.
In fact, just a few years back, we were doing something similar in researching age groups of people trying to get back into the workforce after a retrenchment,
Hmm.
and that certain age groups were finding it longer and harder, more difficult to land something
Yeah.
after they've exited. So again, I personally, again, I've always felt that such nice macroeconomic, large, big picture arguments are nice to have as a debate, but that all individuals are going to be in, very, very context, I guess,
Context.
heavy,
Yeah.
right? So it depends on how old you are, whether or not you have the skills,
Yeah.
whether you have the networks, whether or not your industry is dying, or whether you're able to transition, or whether or not you've got all your ducks lined up in a row.
True.
Are you confident? Do you have the right
Yeah,
skills?
how agile you are, basically, right? How ready and how agile
So
you are.
I'm not a big fan of statistics. I'm also not a big fan of big picture, because it's all about the individual. It's all
I'm not
about
a
the
big fan about
individual.
I'm not a big fan about facts. The earth is flat. No, okay.
I feel very strongly that it's about the individual and the
It
person's
is. It is.
attitude to life, the growth mindset.
Mm,
So does it matter that companies are retrenching if I have managed my own backyard? So
true.
that's why I'm here with you to discuss this,
Yeah.
to help our listeners manage their own backyard, so that
Yeah.
whatever happens on the macro scale, it has minimum impact, because you will always be agile. enough to
At the
jump
tip,
to the
at
next
the tip
branch.
of the spear. That's what we always want to
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
But
yeah.
what are some of the signs that are impending retrenchments up ahead? These are some of the signs. If you're seeing your senior leaders
Mm,
starting to leave, okay,
yes,
that never is good. Especially if one or two, if one leaves is usual. I mean, it's okay.
yeah,
But if you see them living in groups,
in groups. And
okay,
all within the same few months, but it's not really
mm,
about the instant that everyone kind of ups and leaves like
yeah,
a union. No,
yeah,
it's more like a, okay, so the head of EMEA may have said, okay, I'm moving on. And then suddenly the head of Greater China says, I'm moving
I'm
on.
moving
And then the
on.
CFO of Southeast Asia goes, I'm moving on. All within a space of, say, within that 6 months, maybe two
Yeah,
quarters. That's something to think about. Yeah.
it's
Stay
something
in
you
touch with
want.
them.
Yeah, just find out. Yeah, stay in touch with them, and also the other thing is that if there are critical roles that are being retrenched, being
Mm,
quit, people quitting in the roles, people leaving the roles, and then there's no backfill, and then they
yeah.
tell you there's no head count. Sorry, there's no head count to rehire these people. I would start
No
to get a
back
bit worried.
actually no backfill is okay. Sustained no backfill is a problem.
Yeah, sustain no backfill.
So,
Yeah,
so we've had clients in the banking sector who have expressed to us their frustrations, right? Because they're in operations, and operations is considered a cost center, for example, and they've lost headcount, and so they're doing more with less. And
mm.
then the organization's going, sorry, it's August, September, Q3. It's always been a no headcount thing. But then they said, don't worry, Q4, Q1, the headcounts will come back. That's
And
okay.
then come Q1.
That's okay. That's okay. So you wait and see if management fulfills its promise.
Yeah. So these are not scientific indicators.
Yes,
Okay, these are just
exactly.
some signs you need to watch out for.
And I feel this
And
morning I'm very disagreeable, Adrian.
no, it's okay. And that's why we work
Right?
the best.
Every
Uh, one silly indicator which I have observed as well
Mm.
is when organization starts to cut back on pantry items. I've seen it happen before. Suddenly it's like,
Yes.
what? You mean there's no more
Coffee.
watermelon infused water? What? You mean
Okay.
the three pantry aunties that used to be here is now only down to one? Uh, uh, I've seen it happen before, but
Mm.
once again, these are just indicators, okay, things that happen. But when it comes to silly cost cutting, that
Yes.
could also be a sign. But if you ask me, cost cutting should always be on everyone's mind, any point in time. Retrenchment, non-retrenchment, profitability or not, I think every company has its responsibility to be prudent.
Yeah. Organizations that are known for spending on swag, and suddenly there's no more swag. There are no more labeled caps and cups and jackets and hoodies. Okay, what
Yeah,
happened to
suddenly
all the swag?
it's generic pens. It's like, what? Shucks, there's no company pen anymore. It's like, no. But and if there are a lot of closed down meetings, hush meetings,
Yeah,
rushing around.
yeah,
So these are just
yeah,
signs to watch out for. Doesn't mean that your company is going to retrench, but no, just these are just things that you just need to be observant and look out for.
yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah,
true.
but the big question is then what can you do about it if you think that your company is about to retrench people? See, and for those of you who just joined us today, uh, we don't want to rain on your parade on this wonderful, beautiful Friday morning, okay? But we just wanted to share with everyone some of the concerns that we are seeing in the market. And at Career Agility International, we are always very authentic in whatever we say, and sometimes we are a bit contrarian as well. When people are saying it's sunny, but we say, yeah, but bring your umbrella along because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if your
It's
career,
prudent.
it's prudent, right? I mean,
I
it's like
mean,
it's
duh.
Singapore, right? You never know what the weather's gonna be like. It's not as crazy as Melbourne, but you always just have to be careful about it. So for those of you who just joined us, we are talking about despite the sunny weather, how do you prepare yourself? Because some companies in some sectors, especially in technology, have been resizing their workforces,
Mm.
and also in the months ahead, maybe even in 2023, we might see a recession going on given the global situation. So today's topic is about how do we brace ourselves for an eventuality.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna come sooner or later. Make hay while
Yep.
the sun shines, and when it's sunny, strengthen the tiles on your roof.
That's
So that when
true.
it rains, it won't leak.
Yeah,
Speaking of
that's right.
which, with the bad weather, my house is leaking like a sieve. As if I've got
Join the club.
mm,
My I told you last week. I had to put pots around the place as well. Anyway, but we digress. But anyway, what you can do, read the signs. I mean,
yeah,
don't be complacent. Don't go like, oh wow, no, things are hunky dory. It's
yeah. Take off
read.
that rose tinted glasses. When the boss keeps telling you, "Don't worry, I'll look after you. Don't worry, I'll look after you."
Oh
Yes,
boy,
I think intentions are there. I will look after you until I can't. So it's always going to be. Yeah, I mean, you would still value that relationship with the boss, but
yeah.
sometimes it's not his call.
Yeah,
So it takes two hands to clap. So make sure you do your part.
yeah, and sometimes you need to be very realistic. Get your head off. Get your head out of the. Don't bury your head in the sand. Okay, if you look around and you see that the competition's eating your business. Okay,
Mm,
if you are seeing the that for 4 straight quarters you're not making money, you're losing money. Okay, things like these are indicators that something's going to happen. So
yeah,
read the
it may
sign.
not be tomorrow, but
Yeah.
it's still not a healthy sign. So
Yeah.
it's good to pay attention to it. It's kind of like having a symptom of a sniffle, and you want to make sure you take your vitamin C so that it doesn't turn into something more
Oh
serious.
no. Yes. So yeah, just gotta be careful. These are the signs, right? And the other thing also to note is this: you have to be proactive.
Mm. Yes, reach out to people in the industry, be part of the conversation so you know what everyone's worried about, what everyone's talking about, and the signs that are upcoming from the horizon so that you're aware. So proactively keep looking for information, find out what's going on in your industry.
Yeah, and don't wait for things to happen.
Yep.
Yesterday on the radio, the host was asking. We were having a discussion, and they said, "Isn't it good to get a retrenchment package because the money is there? Shouldn't you just wait it out to get it?" And the answer is, yeah.
Yes.
If you've been in the company for 15, 20 years, why not, right?
And only if you know that the organization does give such a nice gratuity. Sometimes they don't. So
Because
you
they
can't
don't.
you
Yeah.
can't you can't bet on it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
And
the
but
other thing
yes,
also,
if you know there's money coming, then you wait for it
why
to
not, right?
come.
You factor in it. But if you are, then you need to figure out what's next after that, right? You're not going to retire on that money, probably
Correct.
not. Okay,
Why
then
not?
therefore you still need to be proactive in figuring out after
Managing.
that, then what, right?
Yes.
So always be proactive and don't just wait for things to happen. And
Mm.
last minute, it's gonna be messy. So
Or
quick
worse,
chat.
blame it on the environment and say that the world is out to get me, and then they all get victimized.
Let me share a story with you. So I once met this finance director, okay, from a company, and he was retrenching his team for the past 6 months, the
Mm.
global, and he was retrenching a whole team and everything, because it was being outsourced, and he scaled his team down from about 24 to about 5 or 4, okay,
Mm.
and then one
Mm.
Monday morning he was called into the room and he was given
Mm.
his pink slip.
Yep.
Pink slip straight away, and
Yeah.
and he was in a state of shock, Yan.
Yep.
He said, "What? You're retracting
I
me?
didn't see it
I
coming,
didn't see it
right?
coming."
Your
And
team has
and it,
been whittled down to like 5 people. How are you
yeah,
not? How are you not seeing the signs? It's
yeah,
waving the red flag right in front of you.
yeah. It's like, hello, the bull is charging at you, and you're like, oh wow, cute little doggy, cute doggy. Good. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's not a dog, that's a bull.
Denial.
I think it's
He was in
denial.
denial.
He
Yeah.
was in denial.
Yeah.
So that was really shocking to me when this was back when I was doing outplacement. And sometimes it's just read the signs, be proactive, and
Mm.
start networking today.
Yeah. Well, networking is an ugly word, as you pointed out yesterday on radio, to
Yeah,
some of us. Not everyone enjoys networking. But yeah, it's
yeah,
just really about keeping in touch with the people that you've worked with in the past. So this is a
yeah.
great segue because we have a comment in the chat box, and this individual saying that all the highly productive people seem to be, I think, leaving, and the quiet quitters seem to be staying. Should he be concerned? Answer is yeah. Stay in touch with the people that left. Stay in touch because they will tell you whether or not maybe they can have some insights or some maybe there's and they could pull you along into wherever they're going that has greener pastures.
Yeah, and I think if the top guys are leaving once again, like what Joel said, then yeah, you have to figure out what's happening. So do they
But
know something?
being concerned is unproductive. So
Yeah,
don't
that's true.
just feel it.
Take
Just
action, be proactive. Yeah.
just
So
talk to people.
yeah, and talk to headhunters, talk to your ex bosses, stuff like
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
I think one of the most important things is networking is very important. So in summary,
Mm,
I think what we can always say is this: no matter whether or not your company is doing well or not doing
mm,
well, whether or not it's within the context of a potential retrenchment or not a non-retrenchment, anytime, anywhere you are, never be
mm.
complacent.
Yes. Keep an eye out for the next 6 months. Always be asking what's going to happen. What's next? What's next? What's next after this?
Yeah, what's next after
Because
this?
status quo is not going to last. So even if things are negative and really bad, right? And if you see everyone pulling together, then you know the bad times won't last as well because
Yeah,
everyone's
that's true.
committed to improving the situation in the company. But then if things are really really good and everyone's on a high and everyone's celebratory, you might
Right,
also
high
just be
five.
like, hang on, okay, let's enjoy the moment, but also okay, what's next, right?
Yeah. And of course, you have to create your own career strategy. Okay, you can't rely on the company to look after your career for you. You can't
Yep.
rely on your bosses to look after you, like what Yan just said. The boss comes and says, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you."
Until I need to move on because I take care of you because you're valuable to me for
That's true.
now.
That's so cynical. Yeah, it was so cynical on a
I'm
Friday
so
morning.
sorry. I'm a big fan of the Survivor series. Right? It's
Uh,
all about it's all about groups that come together because the alliances work until they don't because the last two guys, even though they've been in an alliance, the last two people, they're gonna have to be up against each other at the end.
and I really hate to say this,
Really?
bosses,
But
but okay, bosses who tell you, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you." Push comes to shove, if they have to choose between their job and yours, their
it's
family and yours,
them.
it's them. They're not gonna give you a they're not gonna give you the time of day. It's them. So no boss is gonna go. I'm gonna retrench myself so that I can save everyone else's job while my family gets kicked out on the street and they have to beg for alms. Okay, no one's gonna do that.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's all self interest always at heart.
Although on that note, I have met quite a few who sacrifice their job to save others, but then in return they get a very nice payout.
Yes, correct. So once
I,
again,
I have met
self,
those.
yes,
Yeah.
I have met
But
those
they
as
get a
well.
very nice payout and it fit
Yeah,
their career strategy. But the
yes,
narrative is amazing. It was like, well, I was the biggest cost, so I put my hand up, sacrificed myself so that
yes.
my 5 headcounts can be assured of another year of employment. In the meantime, I'm walking away tax free with 5 months, 8 months,
and that's
which
and that
which
is
which they don't talk about. It's quite funny.
yeah. And once again falls back to my point that everything is all
Mm,
about enlightened self-interest. It's all about
yes,
them. Okay, it's never few people are that altruistic.
altruistic.
Okay, very few
Have
people
that.
are that altruistic. Have lah, but the rare and precious few. So you
Yeah,
have to be very, very careful. If you're lucky to have a boss like that, then good. Okay,
yeah,
and
yeah.
of course, get help. It's
Yes.
always good, even if you are not worried about retrenchment. Okay, on the basis that no one's job is ever guaranteed, you need to have a strategy, and sometimes your strategy may not be the best or optimal one or realistic one. Okay, just get help. Come talk to us at Career Agility. We're always here to help you.
You find that when it's a career journey, you've heard this phrase many times, I'm sure. It's that you cannot be completely openly vulnerable to the people that you currently work with. It just doesn't work. And sometimes you can't really share your concerns, in a safe way,
Yeah.
because you're worried that by sharing such things, it might reflect badly on you. So go get professional support. Have someone objective speak with you so that you don't have to journey on this alone.
True. And for our clients of Career Agility International, for our clients, a lot of times when they join, they also get put into our alumni network, into our client network, and there are a lot of like-minded people in very similar situations who can help give you a different perspective, or even maybe lend you roles in their own organization. So the power of our network is very strong, and once you become our client, you become part of our family, and we do plug you into the networks like this too. So come talk to us, get help. Don't travel this long and weary road alone. It's a
Yeah.
difficult road to traverse.
Yeah. Of course, if you have
So
your own great network, that's great too.
oh yeah, correct.
Yeah. So
So
leverage your networks.
yeah. So in summary, come join us on our career
Mm.
partner journey. Okay, when we are your career partner, whether or not you're looking for a job, or whether you're looking for a career switch, or whether you just want to get promoted, come talk to us.
Be prepared to work.
We have our solutions. We have our solutions. We have our frameworks. Okay, and just join the family because we have lots of things that we can do for you. And we've been doing it for the past 5 years already. So with
Yeah.
huge client base. So we are a proven quantity. Okay, entity. So
And being contrarian, again, it's not like we will do it for you. We will do it with you.
we don't land jobs for you, but
But
you'll figure
you
out how
do
to
need
do it.
to, but you need to put in the work as well. So it's
Yeah,
not going to be a
you need to
honeymoon.
put in the elbow grease. Okay, you can put in the
Yes.
effort. So uh,
Yeah.
uh,
Oh,
and
I feel
and
very
and
contrarian today.
you do, you do.
Yeah.
But it's
I'm
okay. That's how
just
we work.
sharing the other side of the story.
That's how we roll. It's okay. So,
Yeah.
and once again, no, we've come to the end of the program.
Yep.
If once again, I want to remind everyone, the book is out. The book is out. Okay, it's gonna be in bookstores this weekend. Hopefully this
Mm-hmm.
weekend. Okay, I'm told that there's really a back order for it at the bookshops. So you want to go down and get it fast. And it's such exciting times ahead.
Very proud. And there's a lot of good content. Again, the bigger purpose is to share the stories so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, that's right. Lots of good career stories in there. All they're true stories, okay, on people we've encountered, and
The
but
names are
don't worry,
made
the
up,
names have
but the
been
stories
masked.
are real.
Yes, that was Dragnet.
Was
Yes,
it? Okay.
yes, just the facts, ma'am. Yes, okay. Yeah, that's Dragnet. Anyway,
All
we
right.
digress.
Thank you.
So
Have a great weekend.
have a great weekend ahead. And what's up for you this weekend? Yeah.
We have, I've got some volunteer work I'm doing this weekend. Uh, yeah, I'm just
Oh, that's
lots.
nice.
My
My
youngest
my.
turns 14,
Oh
so we've got to
wow.
go. We've got to do
Wow,
something.
happy birthday. Happy birthday to her,
Yeah.
to Nat. Oh, that's nice. Well, I got lots of stuff to catch up on this weekend, lots of reading as well. So I'm going to
Mm.
jump off now. But, as always, if you have any questions, drop us an email, info@careeragility.org. You can PM us directly at my LinkedIn page. And have a great weekend ahead, everybody, and take care.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.